Stugotz has taken every position when it comes to the business of Lamar Jackson, and his latest.
Find an agent. I mean, seriously. What is he doing navigating this important part of his life on his own without someone who's experienced in the field of making you more money and has relationships inside the NFL with the owners, the people who would be willing to pay you $300 million, whatever it is you want in terms of guarantee, $1 million more than Deshaun Watson, whatever it is. Why would you not have an agent? Dan, I said it last year. Lamar Jackson should not have taken a snap for the Baltimore Ravens until he had a contract in place. His agent would have told him that. Lamar rolled the dice. And after week 3, he played really poorly. Like he did. He got hurt later in the season. But he had 17 touchdowns. 10 of those were in the first 3 weeks. And then he started to play poorly. And now he's having trouble getting the money that he wants. And I feel like if he had an agent, 2 things would have happened. He would not have stepped out on the football field last year. And even if he did, he still would get the deal that he wants this year if he had an agent. But he doesn't. He's going about this on his own. And who would do that? Who would go about a $200, $300, $400 million contract on their own without having the experience of negotiating these kind of contracts and without having the relationships in the NFL that you need to get this contract done? It's a weird move by Lamar.
I feel like 3 months ago you argued it was a great business move to not give 10% to an agent.
That was then. This is now.
4%.
Oh, it is, what is it in football? It's not 10%. It's
4%.
Is it 4%?
Yeah.
You agree, though, right?
I do not.
Why? I mean, he's stuck in a bad spot right now.
Because he has been in this spot because he and the NFLPA believe that it's important that once they set the market at Deshaun Watson, that Lamar Jackson as MVP of the league can't be taking less guaranteed money than that. And the Ravens are like, we can't guarantee that money. Your body, injuries, everything else. We're going to do this within the rules to limit you. We're going to run the risk of alienating you, bothering you, our star player, and we're going to now allow you to test the market and maybe take 2 first-round picks or just call your bluff on the market will tell us. You think Drew Rosenhaus going out there on behalf of Lamar is going to make that more appetizing to the Carolina Panthers? I do not.
I think it gives him a better chance, yes.
I don't believe that the Carolina Panthers would want Lamar Jackson more because Drew Rosenhaus or some other agent was involved. They either want him or they don't want him. But right. I don't think an agent's going to talk him into it. You do?
Yeah, I do. I think an agent would have talked Lamar Jackson into not playing last year, and he would have gotten it where he wanted to get it, which was Baltimore.
That's not a real thing, though. Le'Veon Bell sat out a season. A quarterback in his prime is not going to sit out a season. That's not real. Like, when does that happen? When does an MVP of the league sit out a season at 26 or 27?
It doesn't mean they shouldn't do it just because it hasn't happened before.
But you're saying an agent would get Lamar to do that, and I'm telling you there's no agent that's getting a quarterback to do that because none's ever done it.
I feel like an agent would have a better shot of convincing the player, hey, this is the smart thing to do. Just sit. Let them see how bad they are without you. You're everything to the team. Just sit, rather than Lamar have to make that emotional decision on his own. Take the emotion out of it. That's all I'm saying. It's hard to be non-emotional, Dan, when your team is your teammates and your coach are counting on you to be there. An agent would say, hey, your teammates don't care. Like, yes, they care about you being out there. They don't really care about Lamar Jackson as a person. If they did, all his teammates would tell him to sit down.
You're giving an agent a lot of credit.
I am. They're good at their jobs. Yeah, Look at Daniel Jones' agent.
And adults can be good at adulting as well on behalf of their best interests without giving up what would be, in his case, tens of millions of dollars to an agent to get a contract that I believe he can get without an agent.
He's not getting it.
He's not getting it for a variety of different reasons that include the rules, Stugotz, but you put him in a position of sitting out a season at 26 or 27 years old as a starting quarterback. Nobody does that.
Nobody.
It's never been done. There's no such thing. You've got an agent wielding power in a way that doesn't make some of the people participating in this adults, as if he doesn't have a management team, as if it's Lamar Jackson walking into these meetings by himself and getting run over by suits.
I don't know who's representing him, who's walking into these meetings. I know he played his hand wrong. That's what I know.
An agent probably would have advised him to sign something ahead of last season. It wouldn't have been the fully guaranteed contract. It would have been an improvement on guarantees. It would have been a large percentage of guarantees, but very clearly Lamar Jackson is holding out for the fully guaranteed Deshaun Watson contract, and that was an enormous precedent that was set by the Cleveland Browns, a league-changing precedent that was set by the Cleveland Browns, and Lamar Jackson is very clearly holding to that. I'm not going to sign a longer-term deal until every penny is guaranteed, and it sent him on this winding road for the last, 18 months, and I can't imagine an agent would have changed him of that particular conviction.
And so why on earth is he going to hire an agent and give him 4% for not doing exactly what he wants done? The whole point is that there's no room for negotiation here. Lamar Jackson wants a full guarantee. And now he's seeing Daniel Jones being given $40 million a year, an average quarterback making $40 million a year. He wants his, and he's in his prime. This is the time to get it. The Deshaun Watson thing is real. You know, the Ravens don't want to acknowledge it. They're saying, oh, that's an outlier. Well, no, it's a contract that was given, and now other teams have to deal with that. This is Lamar Jackson's one shot to get exactly what he wants, and good for him for playing it tough.
But he's not, Greg. He's not getting what he wanted.
He will.
Stugotz.
How do you know?
It's early.
You have teams releasing statements saying, hey, we're not signing this quarterback.
It's March.
You have a quarterback who was injured. You have a quarterback since week 3 last year didn't play very well. I don't know what we're doing here.
So
you guys are acting like having an agent doesn't help. It's absurd. 99.9% of the NFL players, of athletes, have representation, have an agent who's experienced in the game. The one guy who doesn't is floundering around right now without a team.